It will come as no surprise that the number of Americans living in poverty is increasing. What is surprising is where they live. For most of American history, the poor have lived in cities or in rural areas. But for the first time, the center of poverty in the U.S. isn't urban or rural, it's in the suburbs. This new reality is the result of many interconnected problems. But the singular truth we must all acknowledge is that whether you live in the city, the country, or the suburbs, the face of poverty in America is less likely to be somewhere out there and more likely to be across the street. Churches have responded to their community's needs with tangible expressions of God's love. But those immediate needs are often just symptoms of an underlying problem: injustice. Not in the sense that the world is an unjust place, but that a specific injustice was committed against a single mom, a working dad, an injured veteran, an elderly grandparent, and legal assistance is the only way to resolve it. But millions of Americans living in poverty are unable to access our legal system. We've all heard the statement, "You have the right to an attorney," but that's only true if you're the one accused of a crime. If you're in need of legal help and don't have thousands of dollars to hire a lawyer, there's often nowhere to turn, and you remain trapped in a cycle of poverty without any hope of justice. The Bible says, "Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute." But how could your church provide legal assistance? Introducing Administer Justice. Administer Justice is a movement of churches and legal professionals who equip your church to provide legal assistance to those in need. And it's easier than you think.
It's important for Christians to care about justice because God cares about justice.
For many people, justice is an abstraction, but through the legal clinic, we actually have been able to meet the victims of injustice and get engaged in caring for them in very tangible ways.
It was really kind of a no-brainer to say, well, hey, why don't we open up our doors, invite a bunch of attorneys here that are trained, and meet with people who wouldn't normally have an opportunity to see an attorney.
We opened the door and wondered who would come, and I think we had 4 clients the very first night.
And there's lots of people in our community that are just stuck in an unjust legal system.
The system is complex. If you don't understand where you even need to start, it's overwhelming.
I became an attorney because I wanted to help people. What I found out in my years of practice is that those who have money, the help is there in many ways, but the ones who don't have money don't have access to help.
A food pantry can feed you for today and possibly tomorrow and possibly the next day, but if we get you child support, then maybe you're able to feed yourself. And so really it's getting to the root causes of the problems.
I could never have done what we have done through Fox Valley Church if it wasn't for Gospel Justice Initiative.
It's a very easy partnership.
It doesn't take 100 people to run a program like this. It takes 5 people, it takes 10 people.
It takes very little effort and very little time from the attorney, but it will change the life of the person you're volunteering for.
They were there to help me when nobody would ever try to help me.
My life is not the same. I believe that the trajectory of my life was changed the day I walked into that office.
You don't have to know law to be able to help in a legal clinic.
All of the barriers have been removed, and all it takes is for you to say yes, and there are plenty of resources for you to come alongside and be able to help people.
Join Administer Justice. To learn more, visit our website at administerjustice.org.